Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
back. It's a brand new season of CGL.
This is just an absolute treat. These players are so damn good.
The talent on these teams is undeniable. Everybody on every team right now is making plays.
It's going to be an exciting start to the season, and it'll just get better from here on out.
We're about to step to a whole new era of Overwatch esports. So much exciting action is happening here on CGL that you do not want to miss.
Look who's starting it all off. It's Raven. No one necessarily figure out what is the right way to go just yet.
What a nice roll through from him. He's just going to solidify everything within those.
Does come back, and Arsario gets the mech, but I don't need a mech. I'll kill 4 anyway.
This is just a highlight reel for Arsario right now.
They're making a statement in the EU Masters here.
This patch is still incredibly fresh. There's so much to learn, so much to change about the way we play the game.
NKC, but the shatter is colossal.
Let's get it going.
Trades keep coming through. Lores, you're going to be able to find these shots true.
Idu on the overclock with 2.
Here comes the Nanoblade immediately comes back. Fine skills, slicing and dicing their way through 2-3. So back and forth.
Oh, baby, if that does not hype you up for this mid-season tournament, I don't really know what will. Huge shout out to Darius for that amazing video for us for the mid-season tournament. My name's Joker's Ransom. His name is Dexatron, and we are getting ready to go into the NA Council Open tier for the mid-season tournament between the Chihuahuas and the Krillers. And, well, this Chihuahuas team is, someone that is obviously known. They've changed their name after they lost last week, I believe. They were Mischievous Boxes. Now they are Chihuahuas.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting point to change their name mid-season, but we've already had a couple teams do that so far in other tiers, and I think as well as one team in the NA Console Open tier as well as changed their name. So, again, kind of weird, but at the same time, not something that's unheard of here. But this Chihuahuas team is incredibly good. We saw their 5-map series there on Friday against the Sea Demons here. And look at this lineup. You have TST Glitch, Viewant, Sanji, Icepawn, Camp U, and Stewie. I mean, you want to talk about just this lineup here. We're leaving off one member of their team, Gilbert. And that is one person I know you want to talk about a little bit there, Joker.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of the analysts for their match 2 weeks ago, I think it was, when they were on Friday Night Overwatch against I forget who, but literally I was talking about Gilbert in the sense that we were about to name him MVP even if they lost. That's how good Gilbert was for this Chihuahuas team. And I'm very excited to see how they can continue to play for. And again, they're coming off a loss here, Dex. Now they've got to figure out how to come back from that. They want to get that extra match win going into the final, or for the final playoffs that are down the line now. This is a nice place to get your feet back under you.
Yeah, I mean, they even kind of let us know that they did, scrim against the Sea Demons, and they did tell us that they did beat them there in a scrim. But I mean, they want to improve on their play a little bit there. But again, it's a scrim. You're not necessarily going to see the best out of every team. You're going to see teams working on stuff there. But hey, that 4-1 win in that scrim probably gives them a little bit of confidence heading into this matchup here against the Krillers here. And I mean, the Krillers, a team that in their last 3 games has gone 9 up, 9 down with map wins here. Their only loss of the season was their first game of the season against Short Bus. I mean, honestly, Short Bus is still probably looked at as the one at the head of the table here in this NA Console Open tier of just being a really, really good team. But I mean, this team right here, ever since then, has not looked back and have only looked to steadily improve.
Yeah, so you've got to expect that they're very confident at the moment. Looking at it, I mean, I don't really know much about these teams, and that's what I like to see. I mean, I like to go in blind with this. I mean, I'm interested to see who comes out, who stands out for this Krillers squad, if they can go toe-to-toe with Gilbert on that roster. That is going to be a huge ask for anyone on this team. Look at that already. We've got our first matchup already been taken out. And look at and if the Krillers win this out here, Dex, they have a date with the chance of revenge against Short Bus, who have already 3-0'd YE Snowfall.
Yeah, and YE Snowfall was a good team in their own right as well, coming into this 3-1 on the season, looked at as one of those better teams as well here. But again, Short Bus, they're kind of just showing you how good of a team they are, that even with a team from Yokai Esports there with Snowfall is just not able to really even take a map off of them here. Chihuahuas and Krillers, though, I mean, you said Krillers have some reason to play this game and try to win, get that revenge game against Short Bus. Chihuahuas, though, they want to bounce back from the loss against Sea Demons and then try to take down what might, like I said, the team that's at the head of the table here in the NA Console Open tier in the next round.
Yeah, definitely. That Short Bus squad, then Sea Demons as well, who's up at the top of the bracket. And then even then, there's still teams that are not even in the mid-season tournament that are very, very good players. Are very, very good teams as well. I mean, that's something to look forward down the line when we get into those later stages and the later playoffs. But here's the map pool to start things off. We've got a set map pool for the first map, and then after that, it is any player picks as or the team losers picks, obviously. So we are starting out on Busan, and then we are gonna see where we head after that.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to what you said, there were a couple 3-1 teams that did not make it to this point, whether it be because of tiebreakers, map differential. I mean, there were a couple great teams that were not able to make it into this mid-season tournament here. But yeah, going to Busan, a great map to start out on here. You can see a lot of different stuff come out on. We do know how the Chihuahuas kind of want to play here based off, from last Friday and a couple other games that they have had streamed so far this year. But the Krillers, I believe this is their first time being streamed all season, so we're gonna kind of learn how they play here early on.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with the passing of the OWCS Swiss stages, the meta has kind of evened out a little bit. I was talking with my friend who was playing in it. He was talking about Moira Rush being very, very good right now. You can just engage so quickly. And that really just helps you in any sense, because I mean, if your team's not ready for your engagement, you can just pretty much clean up quite quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been seeing some interesting stuff being played in the other regions like Japan and Korea and just APAC in general. We've seen some interesting stuff being played. Not going to talk about the Namakuchi brothers at all here. I feel like they've been talked about enough with the Roadhog pick, but I mean, I don't necessarily expect to see that here, but hey, in about a couple seconds here, we're going to kind of get an insight on how both these teams want to play it. Again, we kind of expect to know what the Chihuahuas are going to come out with here, but you see the Krillers. I mean, they're hovering over a couple things right now. I don't think we're going to see the Widowmaker at all. It'd be a really interesting pick, but it does seem like they're going to try to rock out with this Sigma here, and I do like that, but at the same time, again, you're looking for another DPS right there for them, especially, like I said, the Widowmaker. Yeah, going over to the Ashe is a lot better of a pick here because you want to try to maybe play a little bit pokey, but then Frosty Dog can just scan the backline, cause a little bit of havoc here. However, the Chihuahuas, they just want to rush it down main, get into your backline, and just break up everything, cause a whole lot of havoc. And you already see Sanji here, already to the midpoint of the map.
Yeah, and there was some talk about when the patch first came out that Doomfist wasn't really good, but a lot of players now saying Doomfist is in that all right to good tier of tanks right now. So we'll see how Sanji can work this out. They got to be able to stay away from those accretion rocks and obviously not get focused out by Salugi on this Zenyatta with that Discord orb. But right now, it's just kind of a game of who's waiting things out, as Krillers are looking to get the first capture already, but it's only their Tracer, only Frosty Dog on the point for them right now, and a nice punch comes through from Sanji as well. But still, nothing really doing quite just yet, waiting things out. The hack on to Skill Forks. Not gonna amount to anything quite just yet, but oh, there's the pick on the TST glitch Frosty Dog takes out the Sombra early on. It's a nice way to start things off, but now they need to turn their attention to others. Frosty Dog very close to their Pulse Bomb, and they're going to be able to take down Stewie as well, and that should allow Krillers to solidify their point hold.
Yeah, and I mean, the Krillers did this almost perfectly. They played it very, very cautiously, forced Chihuahuas to really engage in them, and that's what they wanted to do here. You saw Frostlock just blinking around the map, building up a Pulse Bomb, as they're the only ones on the field right now who has an ultimate ready to go here. The Chihuahuas making some swaps here because the Doomfist was not going to work out for them, and Viewant going over to the Ash as well here. We saw how much of a Deadeye they were last Friday. I expect them to be as much of a Deadeye in this game right now.
Yeah, going over to the Junker Queen now, again, pretty prevalent tank at the moment, but it's just gonna get blown up in their face. The nice headshot coming in from Salugi. So now they have found a pick from Stewie, so that could change things out, but no, losing Icepawn Camp U as well is just not gonna be what you want to see. That's just gonna have to be a forced reset from Chihuahuas here.
Yeah, and honestly, right now, I've been kind of just thinking that if you have a great Tracer, you're normally going to end up winning a map here, winning the series. The Tracer duel is going to be the most interesting one throughout the night here, because I know we will see it come back from the Chihuahuas at some point here. But Frostdog's just been able to do whatever they want here, but Chihuahua's investing early.
Yeah, they're going to use the Grid Flux from Skittle Forks onto him, but NC is going to be the one to find Gamer out of the fight already, and that's just a nice play coming in from Chihuahuas off the back of ultimates coming through. They only invested the sound barrier into that fight.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw what the Krillers invested into it. They invested the Flux, they invested Bob. I mean, a little bit of a heavy investment from them there as well. But, I mean, you're going to have both their support ultimates coming into this next engagement. Chihuahuas, though, I mean, they're going to be able to build up to those other 4 ultimates they have here. Again, you're looking for someone on the Krillers here to find a good opening pick, give you some advantage here early on.
Yeah, as Krillers are already looking to come back and take the point before it really gets any way. As they've lost TST Glitch yet again here. As now they are going to try to come back. Rally has come through from them ready, but they're still waiting it out. Rampage is coming through. Bob's there as well, and still the picks keep coming through as Frosty Dog does find Sanji with a Pulse Bomb. It's just not going to be enough, and in the end, ultimates were invested and nothing to really gain from it with Krillers as they make some swaps.
Yeah, every ultimate that was ready was invested in that fight. TST Glitch dying that early, able to hold on to their EMP now for what is going to be a pretty big fight here for them. But if they use it early, there's really nothing the Krillers can use to respond to it, so that could win them a team fight pretty early here, even up that percentage in that scoreboard up there. But TST Glitch, this Sombra is a very, very hit or miss pick right now. If they get caught out early like they did last time, it's going to be rough for their team.
Yeah, it really is. Viewant finds them ready out already, and that's just going to buy them even more time here, Dex. They're going to probably overtake Krillers now.
Yeah, they're going to take the lead here, and the Krillers, I mean, this is the biggest problem with making that whole team comp swap there, is that you're so far behind in ult percentage and just the ult economy that you're going to be just stuck here for a couple fights.
There's the EMP coming in, and that's going to take Skittle Forks down immediately. Ready, still hacked up. Going to get cleansed away from the moment, but it's just not going to matter in the end. Viewant found Gamer out, and now the rest of Krillers are falling down. They are forcing the point for the moment. It's going to get up to 99%. They might be able to get a late second touch. They are with the swap from Skittle Forks over to the Wrecking Ball, but now they've got to be able to stay alive through the Bob coming in from Viewant, and that's going to just take down Frosty Dog, and that's going to be the point going the way of Chihuahuas. A nice comeback after a shaky first start of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you consider, like you said, a very shaky start, but they knew when they needed to make that swap pretty early on. They weren't going to let it just kind of sit there for a couple more fights, kind of like the Krillers did there. It really did hurt them when they made that whole team comp there, because like I said, the ultimate economy was so far out the window for them. They were having to take fight after fight after fight, hoping to find a pick really before anything got started there, but you saw the Chihuahuas able just to use everything they had. And honestly, TST dying with that EMP in a couple fights before that really true final fight we had there was so big for their team, because they probably would have invested it when we saw those other ultimates come out from the Chihuahuas there, and the ultimate economy would have probably been a little bit closer than what it was.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, as now I think the Rust might, or the Rust or the lack there of game has fallen off of Chihuahuas, and now they are coming back into this. They were shaky to start it off. They got the rust off. They got the cobwebs out, even though it hasn't been that long between matches. Again, just probably the feeling of losing is gone now, I would say. And now they're ready to keep things going here, Dex.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you see what they're doing here, showing us Zarya here a little bit. I do like this swap here, the Krillers. I mean, they're going to stick with what they were running a little bit here on that last point towards the very end. And I do like this comp here. You get rid of the Soldier that would normally be there with this Ramatra comp, go over to the Tracer instead, because we've seen Frosty Dog absolutely look gorgeous on this Tracer so far.
Yeah, I really have. Frosty Dog is looking really good so far, and they just got to be able to find these crucial picks onto iSpawn Camp U and Stewie 66. That's the real thing they need to do. Is Vulent coming in with a nice shot, taking Gamer out. So now that should be, yeah, that is just going to be the fight. They aren't going to be able to find it out as Frosty Dog now. Skittleforks has fallen down. Chihuahuas are able to rotate the point and get these cleanup kills as well as Sanji finds Salugi out late.
Yeah, and honestly, this is what this entire comp wants to do here. They want to try to find one opening pick and then just dive in on the rest of them there. You do see Frosty get off the Tracer, go over to this Reaper now instead, and I'm trying to see, like, who's the main target here? Are you going to go after Glitch in that Reaper mirror, or are you going after Sanji, or potentially the backline? It's just a very interesting swap here for Frosty Dog.
Yeah, it's now, TST Glitch is going to get taken on by Umreti. A nice play, and they've gone over to that Moira that I was talking about. It's a very easy to get those quick engages now for this team, but can they do so as they've already forced Sanji back all away from their team, but they might be able to take down Frosty Dog, but it just might not be enough. Sanji does have this Graviton Surge. I don't expect him to use it here as Umreti's found two more, and they just have to get out now.
Yeah, but 37%, I mean, honestly, the Chihuahuas should not have been able to get up that high. You saw a lot of them backing out of that fight around 25%. The Krillers maybe need to play a little bit towards point there, but they were focused on the fight, which I don't blame them for. But the Chihuahuas here, coming up to 4 ultimates, I would not be surprised if you see one used early.
Yeah, there's the grab coming in already, as well as the Coalescence and beat in response from the Krillers is trying to stave off. And so far, so good. They've found all, stayed alive, but now with the ultimates coming on board from Chihuahuas, as Vulent has found Salugi, found Gamer, is now, should just be enough to keep things going. Skittleforks could turn it on their head, though. They've got the Annihilation if they do so choose to use it, but it's probably not going to happen with the plays coming in, as Skittleforks so low, but they still find Sanji, but the picks keep coming through, as that is going to be Chihuahuas coming back and taking the point.
And smart by those members of the Krillers that had ultimates not to use them. That was a lost fight. You were just kind of stalling there for that percentage. Chihuahuas, though, will take the lead here. Still holding on to 2 ultimates, but right now, those ultimates that the Krillers have are a lot more valuable than the ones that the Chihuahuas have. That Annihilation could be deadly and scary, especially when you pair it up with the Mei.
That definitely is now. A nice wall coming through. Now the Annihilation coming in as Sanji taking down already. A nice play coming in from Gamer and Skittleforks to take out the tank and then, well, take out the rest of Chihuahuas. It's just Stewie 66 left on the point, and Umreti with that skill orb going to be taking him down and taking back the point.
Yeah, and the best part about that fight there for the Krillers, 1 ultimate use, you're still holding on to a Blizzard and a Death Blossom. Those are 2 great ultimates, but you're coming into Chihuahuas having 4 of their own, and Glitch, I thought they were going to pop their Death Blossom there, honestly.
They've got the Death Blossom. They can definitely go in from the side. If they do so want to teleport into the back, there's going to be the Death Blossoms coming in from both of the Reapers, but it's going to be Frosty Dog finding the value with said Death Blossom. As well, the Kitsune Rush is invested by iSpawn Camp. You're not going to find anything with that.
Yeah, and right now they have to back up. They have to wait for those 2 that died to come back. And once they're back in this fight, look for a quick engagement. And I would be watching out for the moment that Sanji gets that grab that's going to be used.
Oh, yeah, and especially with the Sound Barrier being invested early on and Vulent using the overclock as well, but the Coalescence is going to take them down. Sanji still has the grab available, and it's going to be invested here and now, and that is going to be the sign to take this fight as all the picks going their way. TST Glitch finding 2. Sanji taking down Frosty Dog, and at the 11th hour, able to take the point back.
Yeah, but there was a very, very heavy investment there from the Chihuahuas, but it was one they needed to make. The Krillers, though, I mean, they're far away from ults here. This could be a pretty dry fight here. The only person I can really see getting an ult in this fight is iSpawn Camp U, and that Kitsune Rush might be enough to win this map.
Yeah, it really could. Vulanto already finding Frosty Dog out of the fight is huge and so close to this Kitsune Rush. It's iSpawn Camp U that could just solidify everything. The sound barrier coming in from Saluki could be enough to turn it back into their favor, especially with Sanji going down so low and Vulent gonna go down. Annihilation coming through. The Kitsune Rush a little bit too late. I think we're headed to round number 3 of Busan here, Dex, unless there's some miraculous plays coming in from Sanji, but that's just not going to happen. The overtime bar ticking away into the favor of Krillers as they take round number 2.
And a much better round or map here, or point for the Krillers. I mean, once Chihuahuas got control of the point on that first one, they really never let it go here. This was a very back and forth one here. Each team was able to win fights with ultimates and then without ultimates there. But honestly, give a lot of credit there to Skittle, to Salugi, and to basically everyone on the Killers there. Skittle and Salugi were able to build up ultimates at points where I thought it was almost impossible for them to. The Kitsune Rush there from iSpawn Camp U, I thought that was gonna be the first thing that was out there. No, it was the last ultimate that was used there. Skittle and Salugi was both able to use that Annihilation and the beat to essentially win them that fight. That Kitsune Rush was just a little bit too late there. But now look, Krillers not making any swaps. Why? They look great. Chihuahuas, they're showing us their third different comp here on the third different point. I mean, I talk about it all the time that you can see a lot of different comps come out on maps like this, but I don't ever really expect it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're going over back, mirroring that Moira backline that Krillers is opting to go for. Now going over to the Diva as well. Lens looked good on... Oh, okay. They're going to be just taking Stewie out immediately. They're going to go into this and probably take this fight is the Krillers with finding TST Glitch. So well, Sanji all alone, going to be focused down. A nice boop back into the enemy squad there and a nice stagger out. Well, they're just going to go down as a nice play coming in from Krillers.
Yeah, and honestly, you look at the Chihuahuas right now, you already see Viewland switch. I imagine Sanji's going to be switching as well. Yeah, going back over to this Junk Queen, which really did give the Krillers some problems when they ran it on the first point here. Now coming back to, okay, never mind, they're going to a ball instead. Very interesting, but if the Krillers struggle to shut it down, it allows Glitch, it allows Viewland just to find so much value with it.
Yeah, and I mean, Wrecking Ball's still in a pretty decent spot at the moment, which is quite surprising. Say that about Wrecking Ball in Overwatch 2, but Vulant's already found Salugi. The Pulse Bomb did come through, but it's just not going to be able enough to find anything. Still, they are going to find that Ice Wall out, but they're still looking for picks, and it's just not going to be able to find them as Vulant keeps finding pick after pick for Chihuahuas.
Yeah, and I mean, I was going to say this on the first point where we didn't see the Doom Fist long enough. Doom and Ball, in my opinion, are kind of in that same category at the moment, where they're not necessarily truly meta, but they truly aren't out of the meta either. If you have someone who is really good on them, you can make it work, especially if the team kind of builds around it here. Now, the Krillers, you have to try to shut down Sanji, because you saw what Viewland was able to do that last team fight.
Yeah, really. They've continued to show out and say, who? Gilbert who? But right now, Chihuahuas are in control, but they've got some ground to make up, especially with TST Glitch going down there. It's just not what you wanted to see. As now they've got the Blizzard available for Gamer to go into this fight, but the Bob coming in might just be enough to help them solidify the fight. They have lost iSpawn Camp U, though. So this Bob has to do some good work with the minefields coming in from Sanji as well. Coalescence is from ready. Sound Barrier coming in to stabilize at the moment. Still, can they hold on? They're going to be able to overtake the point, and Vulent again finding 2 kills. Just trying to be focused down, but they just can't find the picks. CST Glitch is taking down Skittleforks as well and holding on yet again for Chihuahuas.
And this DPS line has really stepped it up here for the Chihuahuas in this game. I mean, the Krillers, they didn't really invest a lot in that fight yet, the Coalescence, but look at where they're coming in this next fight with
no
here.
Shot. No shot.
That is
I get
very...
it. I get it. I get it in the sense because it's not a together comp, but you had Blizzard.
you had Blizzard, and I mean, you freeze the ball, you easily win the fight by taking it out there. But now, I mean, Chihuahua's coming up on an EMP here, which will be enough to shut down a couple things that the Krillers have.
Oh, and it's a huge one indeed. 4 mans coming through. TST Glitch is going to go down, and Frosty Dog's found a pick as well. As the Annihilation has found another one. Vulent's still alive, though. He's found 2 picks. It's just not going to be enough, though. The damage is overwhelming from Krillers. It's up to 97%, though. It's down to last fight territory, and Sanji's made a swap yet again.
And Stewie decided to go back to the spawn via train right there. Going to the Doomfist, though, I mean, the ball was working. If Gamer going over to this Ash was the real reason you make that swap there, just because I imagine you're afraid of the dynamite there, that burn damage, it's a very interesting swap. Sanji now on this Doomfist, we only saw him 1 life last time. They need to make it show us some more right now, but you have the Coalescence if you're Chihuahuas. Salugi, though, does have the beat to kind of cancel that out.
Yeah, as the Coalescence going to be available. Nice. Virus did come through, and Salugi's taken down. A huge play, and now the Coalescence can be invested from I Spawn Camp U. They have lost Vulent. Still, this is looking really good for Chihuahuas as all the picks going their way here, Dex. 97, 98, 99. Overtime is going to be procced up, and they're going to be hacked out. Virus comes through, but the sound barrier is there. Hold on for a moment, but still, it looks like everything's just going to be going the way of Chihuahuas as they take everyone down who tries to hold on. They are not going to make us change. The overtime ticks away. Chihuahuas take map number 1.
Yeah, and honestly, a good back and forth map here from both teams. Chihuahuas, though, they made the right swaps when they needed to. Sanji going over to this Doomfist, again, questioned it a little bit. They were doing really good on the ball. But, I mean, you have Vulent here getting play of the game, and Joker, you were talking about them a lot. They were just getting kills, it seemed, at will, essentially. Yeah. They were getting pressured out. Their supports were doing such a great job keeping this player alive. You see them getting headshot after headshot, finding pick after pick after pick. There were points there where I was just watching the game and just peeking up at that kill feed and seeing, oh yeah, here's Vulent like 3 times.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll make an analogy here, if you will. You're a sports guy, Dex. Yep. I would think this Chihuahua squad really reminds me of the early 2010s Miami Heat. You know, I feel like Gilbert and Vulent, you know, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and then you can make a case for whoever is Chris Bosh in this roster. Right now, I'd say Sanji. But what? You don't think that's a good...
I want you to finish this. Just go.
I think that's a good team. I think Gilbert and Vulent, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and then Sanji's Chris Bosh, and then the role players that as well from TST Glitch, Stewie, and I Spawn Camp U. I mean, I think that's a good plan. I think that's a good comparison, Mr. Dexatron.
I mean, yeah, it is a good analogy. One that probably goes over a lot of people's heads here.
Yeah.
Who's Ray Allen? Let me ask you, who's Ray?
I think honestly, the way I think either Stewie or TST Glitch would be Ray Allen. I think that's what you have to think. Just because normally on their team sheet that TST Glitch is technically a substitute, so it's kind of the 6th man. Yeah. So I think I would have to say them.
Okay. I'm gonna ride with you with that analogy there. A good one, like I said, probably goes over a decent amount of people's heads who are watching this right now. But a great map there for the Chihuahuas. But the Krillers, though, I mean, coming into this series here, they were the biggest question mark for both of us. Because like I mentioned, they lost their first series of the season against Short Bus. Again, Short Bus, a great team. Then they won their next 9 maps in a row. But that was the biggest question mark because those 3 games they played were against the 3 lowest teams in their division at the moment. None of those 3 teams have won a map yet. So, I mean, it goes back to that same thing from Friday when it was the Chihuahuas and the Sea Demons. I mean, the Sea Demons had played 2 games, both 3-0s, and one was a forfeit. And those 2 teams they beat were towards the bottom as well. And we saw what the Sea Demons were able to do. The Krillers, though, I mean, they kind of give me that same vibe. A team that has just kind of been shown a very, very, very unfortunate hand to start the season. And now, as we get later on, they're going to start to go up against those teams that are already risen to the top, and we know they're good. And we're going to truly start to see what this Krillers team is. And so far, that first impression was a really good one. They just weren't able to come out on top.
No, definitely. I have to agree with you there. They looked really strong. Again, it's just about finishing, and that's really the name of the game for a lot of teams, I would say. Not being able to finish when you need to be able to finish the game, and then it just allows for a snowball effect going back to even the first round. Krillers was up 80-0, and then allowed Chihuahuas to crawl back and win 100-80. I think they've got to be able to focus targets better, and then focus down, and then focus on finishing better. But we do have some swaps coming in here, Dex. Gilbert's coming in for TST. Bean is coming in for Ready, and Pizza is coming in for Frosty.
Some interesting swaps here. I mean, we saw the same swap on Friday, Gilbert for TST, and they looked really good when they came in on Friday. But Bean for Ready and Pizza for Frosty are two really interesting ones. I thought Ready did really good, but Bean is coming in on that support. Frosty, though, I think Frosty was the biggest highlight for me there from the Krillers. They were able to do so much when they were playing Tracer and a couple of the other heroes they played, but bringing them out here, I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a situational pick here. We do know that, you know, Krillers does have the map pick here. Maybe they're trying to run a specific comp here.
So looking at their team sheet here, Frosty, she was most notably known for their Tracer, and that's what we saw her do very well on. Now they're bringing in Pizza Hut, who is more of a Sojourn Ashe player. I would have Sojourn player specifically, but Ashe as well can be lumped into that, which is currently very good at the game. The hero is very good at the moment. So bringing in that for probably a more longer range map that we're going to be going into. And speaking of map pool, we aren't actually going to be seeing Kings Row, Dexatron. We've taken it out. We stopped you all from picking Kings Row, Midtown, Numbani, Blizzard World, and Eichenwalde are all the choices. And again, having a long range hit scan on any of these maps is very key.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had the feeling, and like I kind of said before coming into the series when I was talking with you about the map pool, we're going to see a lot of Eichenwalde and we're going to see a lot of Blizzworld here, but Numbani and Midtown, still two very good maps. Numbani would be the truly interesting one because it does kind of lend itself to a little bit of a faster, divey, more rushed kind of play style, but dive's normally what you see there for the most part on those first 2 points. But Eichenwalde and Blizzworld have just kind of been there for the longest. I feel like those would kind of be what we lean back to. But you said Midtown. What was your reasoning for that?
I feel like, so I've talked a lot, or I've talked to somewhat to like tier. Well, you can't really call them tier 2 players anymore because there's not really a tier 2 scene anymore in Overwatch. So some OWCS players, collegiate players, that their favorite hybrid or second favorite hybrid map was Midtown, and I think it is just kind of like Kings Row in a sense, and even though there's the chokes and whatnot are a little bit different. I think it is just a very well designed map, and then like with Blizzard World, it's just a weird way to defend Blizzard World. So I think Midtown is normally you can just really run multiple different comps instead of say, oh, you have to run a specific comp like a Sigma on Blizzard World defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you brought up that statement there, that, you know, a lot of people look at Midtown as something that is close to a Kings Row. I mean, I started seeing the parallels there. I mean, you have a first point that has a very, very hard choke to get through, and it's something that is very hard to actually cap even when you get through it. It's a very defense-heavy first point, but as you get through the rest of it, I mean, that second point, kind of very neutral in my opinion. Offense maybe has a little bit more of an advantage there, especially if they get the card through the little tunnel there. But hey, we can stop talking about what the map is because we do know what it is. It is Icon evolved here, and I mean, if you were to talk about a King's Row like map, this first point is specifically with the main choke point is probably the closest to King's Row.
Yeah, and again, this is I think one of the better hybrid maps in the game. It is again a very pretty map, but going into that second point is a very interesting. We might see some changes coming in to see how they want to defend it, how they want to either of these teams want to attack it, because the high ground is very crucial, and we could see like a swap over to a diva, over to a or wrecking ball. Yeah.
I mean, you see Pizza Hut official and Bean come in. Pizza Hut official, you talked about, are a Soldern player with some Ash in their back pocket, but it's gonna be Soldern coming out here, and I do like the pick. Bean going over to the Lucio. I mean, this is pretty much what I would kind of call the new standard meta, or this new kind of standard comp. What a dynamite! Kind of this new meta here with Ramatra, especially if you want to play a little bit faster, especially with being on this Lucio. You want to get in there and just kind of pummel down anyone you can.
Yeah, Gamer looking for some early plays, but Skittle as well. Gamer's going to go down so low, and Gilbert already starting off strong, taking down Gamer. Now Pizza Hut as well, and well, there's another one going down. Skittleforks falling down, and almost taking Bean as well. Not gonna do so, but the rest of the team are able to clean up the remaining members of Krillers.
Yeah, 4 kills there by Gilbert. I mean, I kind of thought Gilbert, when they came in on the series on Friday against the Sea Demons, they were a spark plug for their team, and so far, they're already being that here again. 77 up to a pulse bomb right now. They're going to be able to get this pulse bomb pretty early on this next engagement here and be able to just use it for free. They're going to have to force out the immortality field there from Umredi if they want to try to keep themselves alive on the Krillers.
Nice carnage does come through from Sanji, and a nice jagged blade as well. Can focus out Pizza Hut immediately. The carnage not going to do as much as they were hoping for, but that's just not necessary when you have Gilbert in the back line coming through, finding pick after pick as Vulent comes in and clears out Skittleforks.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Gilbert invest the pulse bomb there, not really able to find anything, but another nice team fight win there for the Chihuahuas, and the Krillers making a swap here, going over to the Diva now. Okay, never mind. The Zarya for them. Pizza Hut did make a swap there, but then swapped right back, so they lost all that percentage they had on the overclock, and now have really set themselves down to 0, but Umredi finds a huge early pick.
Umredi going to be able to find that pick already for them, as a nice rampage, though, comes in. They do stay alive, though, thanks to a nice immortality field from Umredi, though. They are going to lose Stewie, though Bean is going to go down, but Stewie is going to fall down quickly afterwards. Now let's get to a rush. A nice stick comes through from Gamer on a passing by Gilbert. That is going to be huge. Bob, though, coming into this fight, and then it's going to help hold on for the moment for the Chihuahuas as Vulent comes in clutch.
And Gamer not able to escape Bob's sight right there. It gets taken out towards the end. A heavy investment there from the Chihuahuas, but hey, it all works out. You're going to be able to have a beat, and Gilbert will probably be able to build to a pulse bomb in this next fight. The Krillers, though, you just see Gamer there swapping over to this Reaper here. It's, again, a very interesting swap here. You're looking for probably a lot of teamwork here to make this Reaper really work, but Bean could use this beat early. Losing Umredi, I don't think they're going to beat.
Yeah, losing Umredi is not good at all. Just going to see a full-sale reset coming in as Sanji and Co. looking to get these cleanups here, as Sanji finds another one with a jagged blade down under 60 seconds here. Dex, it's not looking good. They need to build up to this graph quickly.
That's the second time we have caught Vulent just whiffing on a dynamite throw there, which is kind of funny. But, I mean, the Krillers, they have to invest early here. You cannot have Skittle fall now. You have to beat now, go in.
Yeah, they are going to go in, but they didn't get Gamer with the sound barrier. Now they are so low. Immortality Field saving him for a moment, but Gilbert's in the back yet again, and the rampage comes through. The stick from Gilbert wrapping things up. 20 seconds remaining, and Sanji and Gilbert going toe for toe, blow for blow for Chihuahuas right now.
And I would expect to see some swaps here from the Krillers, maybe just to try to force a touch here. Yeah, Gamer going to be that person here to get that touch, but Pizza Hut and Skittle here. Have those ultimates ready to go here. Get the touch, use those ultimates, try to win a team fight here.
As now, play is going to come in. Bob's already out as Pizza Hut's already found Vulent, though. It is going to be traded back immediately. Can't really do much more, but right now, Chihuahuas needs to get onto the point, and they've lost Sanji. This is not looking good. This is what Forks is going to be able to find, too, and they're able to find the picks necessary here. Dex to take the point and keep things going. 2 minutes and 30 seconds still to go.
And the grab was perfect there from Skittle. I mean, you saw where they threw it. You saw where Bob was because of it. It allowed them to basically have that backside at point for free where no one on the Chihuahuas could really get to. And Skittle just came alive right there. That beam up to about, I have to imagine, a high charge there. Able to do so much damage. Able just to stay on that point, cap it here. Not a lot of time on the time bank. Already 2.5 minutes, and the Chihuahuas have this very, very hard high ground to just break through.
Yeah, it is going to be very difficult to break through this high ground, but if they can find a pick, that would be huge. Sanji's trying to hold it out. There's a nice pulse bomb did come through, but the recall is there. Stay alive for the moment. Gilbert still looking for the picks, but Vulent there as well. And Stewie is going to take down Umready yet again. Stewie coming in there. Sanji comes in as well. That is going to be the hold coming on to point number 2 for Chihuahuas.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we have seen both these supports for the Chihuahuas not be afraid to get aggressive, find picks, and just go in. Stewie themselves, you've seen them just on walls in the back line behind the Krillers themselves, just finding damage, helping their team out a lot here. But Gamer finding Vulent here is a great early pick here for them.
Yeah, this is huge, but it's gonna trade. He traded back. Umready's gone out the door, back to spawn. Quickly afterwards, Stewie Gaza not to be outdone by this team. The EMP now coming online, and that's just going to clear everything up. That is just going to be enough for the Krillers to find some more cart progress. They are getting chunked down a bit by Vulent, though.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, the Krillers, you have this pulse bomb, but that's really all you have. Chihuahuas, you're coming into a good spot right here where you're about to have 4 ultimates. If you use about 1 or 2 with this fight and save the other 2 for the next fight, you should be able to stop the Krillers from capping point B here.
Yeah, as Gilbert's in the back looking for Umready. They are going to be able to teleport away. Sanji does have this Rampage available. Pulse Bomb did come out. Got to get that healing. There it comes. Rampage is out. Finds 3, and it's going to help them solidify this fight, it would seem. Yeah, Spawn Camp View takes down Umready, and the rest of Krillers are going to fall around them. That is going to be that. The hold comes through, and well, there's the map done. Or the round done, sorry.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, the Krillers, you could have said that, you know, anything they got past that first tick on the first point was just bonus for them, because it really did look like the Chihuahuas were going to completely stonehold them on that first point. And now, I mean, they're halfway through, almost about 2/4 or 2/3 of the way through that second point right there. This is something that is easily winnable here for the Krillers. Chihuahuas, though, I mean, we saw Gilbert, we saw Vulent, we saw Sanji just absolutely take over the map there at points. And Spawn Camp and Stewie, I talked about there a little bit, just able to do damage, able to find picks. They know when to get aggressive, but they also know when to stay back and allow that tank and those DPS to do their job as well here. And I mean, I'm not surprised. They're not making any real swaps here. I think this is the right move for them. The Krillers, it looks like they're going to do the same thing, not make any swaps here from what they had towards the end. Skittle, though, on this Diva, is going to be the one player I'm going to be looking at here for the Krillers. I mean, if they don't find a lot of value, if they get taken out of the fight early, you're going to see the rest of their team fall behind them. But if you see them get picks, it's going to immediately help their team make this comp kind of work a little bit and stay in this round here, basically, stay in this map.
Yeah, they've got to be able to figure it out. Again, I like that pick. You've got to be able to eat up these pulse bombs that Gilbert's able to get. And Vulent's dynamites, if they do so land. The main thing, though, Umready's got to stay alive and be able to cleanse these rampages that we're seeing from Sanji, get huge value. Right now, the fight is breaking out. Vulent and Co are already going into the back line and taking Pizza Hut out of the fight. already forcing back Krillers for the moment. Vulent very low, gonna get that dynamite out, folks. Back Gamer at the moment. A lot of people just keep getting forced back here, though, as this might just be a very quick point cap by Chihuahuas.
Yeah, and like I kind of said, I mean, the Diva pick here for Skittle was going to be the make or break here for them. You saw them be very upfront and aggressive with it, but hey, they found a couple picks here.
They do indeed find a couple picks, and now they're sending Chihuahuas running for the hills. Pizza Hut back from spawn finds all the picks they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming alive when they most needed it right there. 2 ticks, though, for Chihuahuas. I mean, you're not necessarily mad you lost that fight. You maybe are a little bit, considering you looked like you were going to cap the point there. But now, I mean, you're coming up on a pulse bomb. That's going to be good here from Gilbert. Gamer, though, will have the same thing. But again, if you get Skittle out early or Pizza Hut out early, you give yourself such a huge advantage.
Yeah, it really is. They are looking to get things going. Gilbert has the pulse bomb available. If they can land it on to someone, that would be huge. They're just looking for him ready, and they are going to be able to find the pick coming in after the recall. For us now forcing them back and forcing the point away. That should be the point captured all by Chihuahuas.
Yeah, and Skittle there, I believe they got their bomb just as they got DMAC'd right there. They're going to be able to hold on to it here, but I really have to wonder how much longer they're going to stick on to this Devo right now. It might just be for the bomb and then get rid of it here, but Gilbert now just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like the change. Ooh, Sanji can just delete it in the midst of using Rampage. Is not a good look for him here as Vulent with the coach gun actually finding that kill on the Gamer. So they are going to be able to trade it, and it is just going to buy, still give Chihuahuas more space just because of their spawn advantage for the moment.
And look at what Skittle is doing there. They're watching Gilbert because they know Gilbert wants to get into this backline here, but it's allowing Chihuahuas to just have his carts push for free, essentially.
Yeah, the cart is just getting good value, good progress, not being really contested. Finally going to get the contest coming in, but the sound barrier, and it's going to be invested. Both teams investing sound barriers into this, as well as the Kitsune rush coming in from Umreti. That's not really finding anything as Vulent takes down Pizza Hut from that hip fire there. So still holding it out. They are going to be able to take Vulent down, but again, it just doesn't seem to be enough. The picks just aren't going their way. His Gamer is going to be able to take down Gilbert with a nice back smack. Still, they have to be able to find more. They have to be able to stop this cart from moving any further, because there's still 3 minutes to go here, Dex.
Yeah, and what the Krillers need right now is a good team fight win, not these type of fights we've been seeing here these last couple ones. It's been, you know, teams taking out 1 or 2 members each, some falling back and immediately re-engaging back in. No, they need to have a team kill here, and that is a great way to start off here if you're Skittle.
It really is. I spawn cam. You had the Kitsune rush. Now this is just gonna kind of be a dead fight, but maybe not with Gamer going down. Beans so low as well, and they're going to be taken down. Gilbert finds him in the end, then that might just be it. The pulse bomb stick comes through and takes him down. The team kill comes through. Chihuahuas are on to match point.
And again, I mean, it's that DPS line for the Chihuahuas there that really started that team fight. Both of them finding 2 early picks, and then it was just like dominoes from there on out for the Krillers, not able to keep themselves alive there. Gilbert getting the play of the game. I mean, they came in. This is their first game of this series, and it looks like they were immediately warmed up. They didn't need to have a warm-up map here. Came out hot, able to get this play of the game, and I mean, it's almost kind of like Friday all over again. I talked about already. They were a spark plug for their team there. They were a spark plug for their team here again, but again, it's the rest of their team also just being able to perform at such a high level here. The Krillers, though, I mean, they look good at points, but it's just coming down to some compositional picks here, in my opinion. I mean, the Diva was interesting, but like I said, it was a very hit or miss, make or break type of pick there. And I think after that first point and you use the bomb, you need to swap over to something else, something that can kind of go head to head with that Junker Queen that the Chihuahuas were running.
Yeah, definitely. I think that really, that's the good question. What is the good counter for Junker Queen at the moment, other than mirroring a Junker Queen? I would have to say, probably going back over to the Ramacha that worked pretty well for him on round number or map number 1. other than that, I mean, Orissa's not. I mean, Orissa's still Orissa, but it's not in a good spot for this high tier of Overwatch. So you can't really afford to play that. Play Orissa here. But other than that, I mean, they've got to be able to focus up. And they are, again, this is match point for Chihuahuas. They're coming in. Krillers need to dig deep, come in strong, and try to claw their way back.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that being the end of map 2, we are going to take a quick break and be right back with map number 3 of this series.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yours.
All right, everyone, welcome back. It is time to head into map 3 and potentially the ending map of the evening here, as we are headed in to, interestingly enough, not Saravasa. We're headed into New Junk City, which is a very interesting choice. Again, I mean, I think with the way Overwatch is being played right now, it is a lot more, Rush is a lot better, and that's really what New Junk, Rush in general is a little bit better. So New Junk City was always kind of favored the Rush, especially with the Junker Queen. I assume that's why we're headed here, but it was Krillers, their map choice. So I'm interested to see why they decided to go to New Junk City.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, in New Junk City, it might be because a lot of people probably really only expect to see a map like Cerebos, so maybe they're hoping that they haven't really scrimmed on it a lot. But you talk about, Rush coming into its own here on New Junk City. However, in my opinion, Rush just kind of fits the entire mode of Flashpoint.
Yeah.
You want to play fast, you want to play aggressive. Flashpoint, you really only have about 2 or 3 team fights at each point. If you never retake it, it's going to be very difficult here. So you want to play fast. And you see the Chihuahuas here. I mean, this Junker Queen, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it here at the moment, Sanji. It'd be really interesting, but I don't think you're going to come out with it. But let's talk about the Krillers here, because it's something we talked about a little bit. I mean, their Skittle on this Ramatra has been the best they looked at all night. You do see Bustio Rio come in for, I believe it was Urati, or Ready, my bad.
I'm ready.
And you see him on this Baptiste,
They're
which
not doing it. No way.
I don't necessarily see Baptiste
Thank God.
that often anymore, but I mean, I like this kind of comp here for the Krillers. I mean, this is basically the old school kind of bread and butter Ramatra comp here. You have the Mei, you have the Soldier in here. You want to be able to ice wall off the tank, ice wall off a support, and pick them off early, so you give yourself that advantage. And Gilbert already in the backline here for the Krillers. Gets taken out.
Bustio is just gonna start things off very well as a nice play to come in here. But Skittlefox is also very low at the moment of a nice Mei wall. Again, this Mei from Gamer looked really good on Busan, and bringing it back out here with the help should be great, as Krillers is to be the ones to take this first fight here now. Now they have to contest with a full squad coming through, and Bustio Rio very low. Gonna get the healing though for the moment. Still wrapping around, still waiting time out, and Skittlefox is all alone and taken down. That's just gonna be a great way to get things going for Chihuahuas as Roulent and Gilbert come in. The 1-2 punch, LeBron and D Wade for this Chihuahua squad.
Okay, I guess we're keeping that reference around here for a little bit. But I mean, you do see Chihuahuas able to take the point right there. And honestly, again, it's the nature of Overwatch 2. You lose your tank, it's going to be very hard for you to win the fight there unless you see an insane play come out from your supports or your DPS right there. And I mean, 33% is really good here, but now if you're the Krillers, you're coming into a couple ultimates here from the Chihuahuas. You really only have the Ant Matrix here very early on. Gamer needs to build this Blizzard here pretty quickly and be able to freeze someone like Sanji, someone like Violent out. And Gilbert is looking for the sneaky pulse bomb.
Yeah, and there it comes. The beat is now going to come through from Stewie as well to solidify this first point. They keep getting the kills coming through, and again, that was a very quick kill. They might be able a chance to recontest it, but a smart play would probably be giving it up and going for the next point.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the Krillers, you give up, go to the next point, and you are going to have 5 ultimates ready to go here. I mean, the Chihuahuas, you just invested 2, but I mean, the Rampage and the Bob, we have just seen them work so well for the Chihuahuas tonight. The Krillers, though, I mean, you have a beat, you have that Ant Matrix, you're going to have the Blizzard. I mean, everything here. You're set up right now to win this next point first here, but you need to win a team fight, because so far tonight, that's been the hardest thing for them, to necessarily win a team fight. The Chihuahuas have allowed them to cap points, to take space, but winning a team fight has been difficult for them so far.
Yeah, definitely is. Now the Rampage is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that was something. And Krillers are going to capitalize on the misplay coming in from Sanji there. As they are going to be able to take the first point, or the second flashpoint.
I'm just going to say that was that was straight up karma there for Sanji,
Yeah.
and they exactly know why, and everyone who saw it in chat knows why. Instant karma, almost like it's almost comedic there. But
I know.
Krillers, you have that Blizzard, you have the Annihilation, you are now set here. You use one here per fight, you should be able to win this point here and tie up this map.
There's the Blizzard coming in as well from Gamer. It looks like, though, it's missed everyone's mark, though, but it's forced Sanji away. And it's taken, Skillforce is able to take them out of the fight. Len is going to take down Booster Rio, though. There's still a chance to keep things going, and the Annihilation not going to be able to be procced up thanks to Stewie finding the pick, and now the rest of Chihuahuas are able to clean it up and get the point into their favor. It's up to 72%, though, for Krillers.
Yeah, and I mean, you have the Annihilation, the Chihuahuas, they won't really have anything early on. Stewie will be able to build to a beat, but if you play fast here, play aggressive, like this monster really wants to, you should be able to win a fight here, or at least force the Chihuahuas off the point and make it more difficult for them to come back in. I mean, Sanji going over to this Doomfist, interesting swap. We did see him work out for them in the past. We also have seen it not work out for them as well.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting ploy here. They've got to be able to stay away from the Ravenous Vortex, and well as the Maywalls as well from Gamer. They're still trying to come out of this fight. Skittlefort's so low. You're going to be able to pop the Annihilation, but it gets stunned up. Sanji goes down. Skittlefort's is so low, and they don't have the healing from Booster Rio to try to stabilize for the moment. Lento's gonna go super low. Gilbert's gonna be found out. And now, oh wait, maybe not. They're still gonna be able to find a pick. Vulent very close. Blue Beat is gonna come in as well to try to keep things going the way of Chihuahuas. They are gonna lose the point. The Bob is back, and so is Sanji. Side spawn can't use, and able to take down Bean, and the picks keep going the way of Chihuahuas as they lose it for a second, but come back strong. Take the point back and take flashpoint number 2.
And we were on Vulent's perspective there. That entire time, they were behind the Krillers. That entire time, and no one really noticed them until it was too late there. I mean, you find Vulent out early there, you probably win that team fight and potentially win that point there. But since you let Vulent basically have that backline there for free and didn't pay a lot of attention to him, look what happens here. Now, the Chihuahuas in a great spot here. Coming up on 2 ultimates, Krillers about to come up on 3 as well. But you already see the Chihuahuas setting up on point, and now you have to get through Sanji on this Doomfist.
Yeah, you really do, as they are going to look to come through. They have the overclock available from Pizza Hut, as Sanji's looking to get the picks. They're going to use the Meteor Strike going in as well on to the enemy squad. Going to get that healing passive up from it as they do go down. However, now the overclock comes through, and that should be enough. Maybe not with Iceman Camp U with the kunai to the dome. In the end, Krillers are going to be able to take the 3rd flashpoint to start it off.
And once they get rid of Spawn Camp U here, I mean, they staggered them out a little bit. I don't really feel like that will slow down the Chihuahuas here. Spawn Camp U will be able to get back pretty quickly with that teleport they have here. But if you're the Krillers right now, you're holding on to 2 ultimates, about to come up on 3. Again, a really good spot here. The Chihuahuas, they're only going to have this Kasuna Rush and the Pulse Bomb. You cannot allow Gilbert to find value with this Pulse Bomb, especially if you stick it on someone like Bean or Pizza Hut here. Or, hell, even if it goes on the Gamer, I mean, if it forces out that Ice Block, it's perfect, but you find Gilbert out early.
That is a huge pick coming in, and that might even help solidify this point and have a chance to keep things going their way. As a nice Maywall comes out as well from Krillers, just buy even more time. Gilbert is going to be back, though. Sanji needs to stay up and healthy, but going down might have just allowed Krillers the inch that they were looking for, but maybe not. Gilbert's found a pick on the Pizza Hut. Booster Rio does not have the immortality field any longer. Bob coming out onto the point, but they don't have it on the point. This is not what you wanted to see for them right now, but they have the chance to keep things going. As Sanji's back, Booster Rio's gone down. Kitsune Rush coming out. The picks are going the way of Chihuahuas. They need to stay on the point, though, as Pizza Hut finding 2. Gilbert is still there, though. They're not going to be able to find any more picks. Sanji's still trying to hold on somehow, some way. The punch comes through. Stewie's there as well. Can they find more? But it just doesn't seem possible. Overtime goes quickly away. And that is going to be Krillers finally taking a flashpoint.
Yeah, that trio of Krill right there, able just to do so much for their team there to keep this map alive, to keep this series alive. I mean, Gamer and Pizza Hut official were doing so much there. Being able to just keep them alive was the biggest thing there. I mean, and you saw the Chihuahuas invest a little bit into that fight. The Meteor Strike, the Kitsune Rush, not able to find a lot of value there. Yeah, they found some picks, but not the picks that they necessarily needed. Krillers now, you're going to have another overclock here. Pizza Hut was able to find 2 with that last time, and you have the Annihilation here if you want to use it early.
Yeah, you have the Annihilation to really solidify your hold of the point. Pizza Hut has the overclock as well. The Annihilation is going to be the go sign, though. Sound barrier in response from Stewie is there. Try to keep things going. Skillforce is getting caught out, getting held up, though. Gonna go over the Immortality Field to try to stay alive. The pulse bomb from Gilbert finds the supports, and yeah, go ahead, take a wave, take a bow even, if you will. Gilbert helping things going. Vulent not to be outdone, though.
Yeah, I mean, they get the last kill there, but Gilbert, I mean, that pulse bomb right there basically ended that fight for them here. And now you're the Krillers. You invested that Annihilation pretty early there. You did force out that beat there from Stewie, which, I mean, was probably your main goal. But now, I mean, you're coming up on the Chihuahuas, having another Bob, having another Meteor Strike. You have the overclock. You have a beat here. This is a fight you need to win, or it's going to be essentially a very, very rough situation.
It really is. Sanji very close to their Meteor Strike as well, and the punch is going to come through. Not going to find anyone, however, though. So they're all alone for the moment, and not going to be able to build up to that Meteor Strike to stay alive. Overclock now coming in for Pizza Hut. That's going to take down Vulent, and that should just be the opening that Krillers needed to come back. And yeah, they are going to be able to overtake that.
And you could tell with how aggressive Sanji was playing that they were really hoping that that dive back in would be enough to get them the Meteor Strike so they could get out of that for free, essentially. But no, it wasn't. It cost them that fight, and basically it might have cost them this point here if they're not able to come back in. Yeah, they're about to come up on 3 ultimates here, but the Krillers, I mean, they have both their support ultimates and a Blizzard here, but Gamers Blizzards have not necessarily hit it so far. They need to be able to find a huge one here.
Yeah, Boosterio is going to go down. Bob going to come in as well, and they only find 2 with the sound barrier as well. Vulent has been found out. There's picks going their way, and Sanji finds out Gamer. The Blizzard's going to come through. Pulse Bomb right just there, buying time. They've got to be able to take down Skittleforce on the point, though, and it might just be all but over. As the punch comes through, Sanji sends Bean flying as Chihuahuas. Oh, not yet. Now you're going to be able to... No, not yet. Nope. Come on. Third time, maybe the charm. The picks keep going their way. The overtime bar takes away. Chihuahuas able to book their ticket to the matchup that we've all been waiting for. Short Bus versus Chihuahuas in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, the Chihuahuas, they looked great here. This was a series they definitely needed the Krillers. This was a big question mark coming in here. And I feel like there's a lot that they can take away from this series and improve on for the second stage here coming up. Because there were times this series where they looked really good, able to compete with the Chihuahuas. But in these last 2 maps, I mean, it really did look like the Chihuahuas kind of knew everything that the Krillers wanted to do and forced the Krillers to kind of play a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, that I definitely have to agree with you there. Krillers looked a little bit better on this point, though, or this map at least, with that change over to the Ramatra. But then, I mean, Sanji just moved over to the Doomfist, and again, even though it seems like it would be a direct counter with that Ravenous Vortex, Sanji made it work, and again, then the follow-up from the DPS duo of Vulent and Gilbert was just incredible. And I mean, not even just that. Stewie on the Lucio, the amount of times we saw them in the kill feed and changing fights because they were in the kill feed was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I said both Spawn Camp You and Stewie, they know when to get aggressive, but they also know when to back out of those fights to be the supports that those teams need, that their team needs, and it worked out great for them tonight. I mean, Stewie loves to be aggressive. They love to get kills. I think we really only saw bite them about 2-3 times throughout this entire series here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to see how this Chihuahuas team matches up with Short Bus. But for us, we're going to end it here, Dexatron. We don't have anything more to say. It's all been said and done. The book has been closed on this matchup. However, if you want to watch more Overwatch throughout the week, we've got games every single day. Make sure to check it out. Make sure you're following this channel. Make sure you're following CGL2 or CGL_2 as well, because we have games happening at the same time as well. So you're not going to want to miss those. Thank you all for watching. It's been me, Joker's Ransom, him, Dexatron. Huge shout out to Headrammered Production, Beam Garden, Little Joe, and Megalass, all on the observing. Thank you all for watching. And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day.